as it's wrapping up, Arsenal is gonna win this thing.
Hold off on that. Cool off on that.
I don't think they're gonna lose, man. I mean, you just got one game, Crystal Palace. I mean, Crystal Palace can give you some, I don't know, but I don't think they can lose that game.
Yeah, the false confidence, or people projecting confidence onto the Arsenal club, both fans and players alike. It's not conducive, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we can do this another way. You gotta hope for City to lose the upcoming game this week. I think it's actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
We just gotta hope. Not we, but all of us.
Well, yeah, I think
if they lose.
You could almost say, even though people would say no because they hate Arsenal as a club, I think that they're ready to see a bit more variety in terms of the champions in England. You know, when they were talking about the Man City Liverpool dynasty, really what it was Liverpool winning twice and Manchester City winning everything else, right? Getting more diversity in, I think, helps the league. It's easy to say that when you're a supporter of the club that's moving its way to the top, but I do think that there are a lot of neutrals, even if you remove their annoyance for the fans. And I do get that these fans are annoying, these Arsenal fans. They're pretty annoying.
I hate Arsenal fans.
But you really do want to see variety at the top of the leaderboard here.
Yep. I think as it stands right now, I don't really see them losing, and I also don't see City. I mean, I feel like City is gonna win all their.
Me too. Yeah.
Next two games, just in hopes that Arsenal can lose or draw. So they're like, oh, we got it. But it looks like Pep Guardiola might be leaving too. So it looks like next year the league might actually be for everyone's league.
Yeah, you know, Carrick is coming up. Enzo Maresca looks like he's going to be taking over Man City. That's what the big rumor is, and that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, it could be a bit more expansive up at the top. That's a good thing for the league, I think, overall.
So, but about Carrick, right? Mm-hmm. This is some questions arising here. Are we just giving? I say, are we like I'm part of the club? Let's say United is giving Carrick the job. Is it because Carrick did a great season this year? But there are also factors, right? Is it a great season without having to play Champions League games or all this other competition? Now, how will he handle when he has to play all these other competitions? Will he be able to do the same thing that he kind of did this season? Another one is you're giving the league to a new guy. I mean, you're giving the team to a new guy that potentially or have no experience teaching at this. I said teaching, but coaching at this level.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of skepticism in that. But what do you think? These are all the questions that people are bringing.
Yeah, I think that one of the most important factors of this, and you're right, because his pedigree is not as long as, say, a Luis Enrique or a Pep Guardiola or even just a Mikel Arteta. You know, I think that one of the important things is that he is a former player of that club, and they seem to be really responding to him, not wanting to let him down. That, alongside the fact that he actually implements tactics,
that's true.
But the team gets excited because of him, and then he's also doing more things around them to facilitate what they do best. I do think that there might be a slight drop off because of the amount of games being played. But even just their energy, not because they're well rested either, but because you can tell that they're working hard and wanting to present themselves. Because you have players that, Casemiro, whether he's playing a few extra Champions League games or not, he's going to be tired and he's not going to have the same legs. So it's all about what he can do outside of that. And every player, I'm just using him as an example, is stepping up their game to make sure that they're not disappointing him. And I do think that they have a quality in the squad to carry that through. And they're going to be bringing in new people too.
That's true too. I think the new people also will be a turning point for them, just because there's a lot of guys leaving and a lot of important guys we all watch this season go by, and I think the replacement will have to be people coming in and filling those big boots. But also, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? We always want to talk about experience, but everyone started somewhere. Right. Some people started at lower level clubs. Some people started directly at bigger. I mean, Pep Guardiola is an example. He started at Barcelona. You might want to say, well, he was at B. Carrick was also he was also coaching United, whatever, right? Now he just got the opportunity. Sometimes it's about the opportunity. But now when we look at that top six, Arsenal, City, United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Bournemouth, We just got to mention
one of those
top
things
6 is different.
One of those things is not like the other. Yeah. Well, and we
no Spurs, no Chelsea.
Over the last 3 years, we've now expected Aston Villa to be in that conversation.
Yeah,
it is interesting that Big Six has changed a little bit. Over the last 4 or 5 years, Newcastle was kind of flirting up at the top there. Villa have and continue to do so. With the likes of Spurs, being very woeful to even begin to describe it, and then Chelsea being kind of inconsistent and peripheral at the same time. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it looks like Villa have the squad and the infrastructure itself to hold this position. Whether or not they can get superstars coming in remains to be seen. That still has yet to happen. But Unai Emery is still getting the absolute most out of a not mid-tier squad, because it's actually disrespectful to them, but a squad without a bunch of superstars like their Big Six is expected to have.
Especially after if they got someone, everybody come and raid the squad. But that's besides the point. You are right, definitely, when you look at that. Chelsea out of the conversation, but you think Chelsea is gonna next season for Chelsea is gonna be a good one? I think they're getting a new coach too.
Xabi Alonso already signed.
4 years, baby.
Yep. And
the league actually will be exciting.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the exception to it that I think it makes it even more special. They signed him as a manager, not a coach.
Ooh,
so I think so they're slightly changing with their tactic, because the sporting director himself has this whole top-down model of giving the coach very little say over a lot of even just like who gets to start, medically speaking, not even whether they want to or not. But it looks like they're going to give Xabi Alonso a little bit more control, which he's shown that he is great with young players. And inexperienced players with a lot of energy, which this Chelsea side can have if they're inspired. I still think that Leverkusen side had a bit more cohesion in its personnel, but if you wanted a coach to get young, unnamed players up to their peak, you want the guy that won the league with Leverkusen.
I think that this could be a 2 birds for 1 stone, as you say, just because the owners right now, they're in the business of making money. That's the whole thing. And the thought about it is buy low, sell high, right? So all these players that they have, a lot of players that they essentially, don't get me wrong, they spent about $1 billion this year, but if you take in account the whole roster, the players actually are a little bit cheaper, and they are promising. They have talent. So if you get a manager like that and they build some confidence and they start playing at that level, then essentially you're actually going to be selling a lot of these players at a good price.
Because again, he knows how to get what is expected out of all young players, whether they're talented, whether or not they are naturally gifted or willing to learn. They have a lot of energy. So you can at least get the most excitement and energy out of them if you have a coach that believes in them and they believe in him.
Yeah, that's true. On the other side though, United, I think this is a funny thing, but where do you see them next season with how they've played? You think they get to be top 3 again, or let's say even top 6?
Top 6, definitely.
Top 6, definitely.
I think so for sure. Yeah, if they've secured Champions League football, they get out of the league phase. Which now that we have 2 years, I want to do this over the summer project. By the way, I want to break down the last 2 seasons of Champions League football in that new format and really see what's expected to get out of the groups, expected to see what it's like to move out of the playoffs, the statistics of that, because PSG have done a really good job at sort of languishing mid-table of that league phase and coming back in the knockout. So does the league phase even matter? That's something that we don't know yet. Everybody's still playing those first 8 games. So we're talking about the squad getting tired, Manchester United. If they have a decent squad and they can coast through to the playoff round, maybe that is where some of that energy is conserved at the same time. I think top 4, I think that they'll get out of the league phase. I think that they'll probably even skip the playoff round if they keep it up.
What about Liverpool? Aren't Slot out? You think so? I think they might give him again probably 6 months. I think they this is what I'm thinking. I think by December of next year, or this year actually, if he doesn't improve, then he might be out.
I think that he and Salah will both be out by December. Yeah.
I thought Salah was leaving this summer.
I know. Anyway. I'm saying, but like all of this, like the more that he tarnishes the club, because Salah's been saying some stuff in the media as well. And that's also making Slot look bad, even though whether you acknowledge it or not in an interview, you can't do that kind of stuff.
I think Salah he's also in the mindset, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna go to this place, make my money.
Which is odd though, because he did have, he's always been a bit more poised with the media, and he has a genuine respect for it, for the club as well. So that is interesting. Like I understand the mindset of, well, I'm out, so it doesn't really matter, but that doesn't that doesn't reflect the amount of respect that you know that he has for it. So you still don't want to see it, even though it doesn't matter.
That's true. I think it's probably the managers, because when people get tired of the managers of the club, and he's out, so
because I mean, like what he was saying was he was criticizing the tactics, and then he was reminding everyone everything that he did for the club. It's like that's tactless too. But he clearly has it out with the manager, and there's something going on there that he's allowing it to the bad attitude to almost be projected as if that's how he feels with the club.
Yeah,
and that's not acceptable.
That's true.